Hello, friends. This is Tony DeSan, space rocker of the planet Earth, back with another one of these videos. Today is a Saturday. It's a beautiful day. Even though it's a little cloudy out there, it's still beautiful. And it's gonna be a little cold day, and it's gonna get colder. But we're just gonna have to deal with it. I love these days. I love the cold weather. But back with the series that we've been talking about all this month about how to live a more carefree life. How to live a more carefree life. Becoming your own boss, becoming an entrepreneur, and eventually with the goal of becoming financially free. Financially free so you can do what you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want, anytime you want. And don't have to answer to nobody. And what's the subject for today? I was thinking. And this is very important. Because if you're going to throw yourself in the water, if you're going to throw yourself in that big jungle, that big business jungle out there, you have to make sure that you throw yourself in something that's going to make you money. So the subject for today is going to be what works. And you can write this down. This is important. This is one of those principles again, All I'm giving you right now is the mere basics. Just the basics on how to start a business. So, what works? What works? Because if something has a cap, meaning it can only get over here, that's the cap. That's the financial cap. And you're going like straight to the moon. But then something happens. And what happens? The rocket explodes because it can't get farther than that. It has a cap. You want no financial caps in nothing that you do. You want to be able to know that you can branch out and you can keep going, and there's no limits on the amount of money that you can make with whatever it is that you're doing. So you have to do your market research. You have to understand how much money that makes. And of course, there's people that are born door-to-door salesmen. I'm not talking about that. Okay? Because, and I'm not getting up the subject right here. I really admire the door-to-door salesman. But I'm talking about being an entrepreneur, either have a service or a product. A product or a service. And offer that to the masses. And get started. Even if what you're doing is just printing t-shirts. I know people that have been printing t-shirts for the rest of their lives. And they have become successful printing t-shirts. They're very creative. And of course, most of the people have, if you're a celebrity, if you're a little famous, that helps in that area. But it can be a regular Joe, or it can be an unknown that start printing t-shirts. But they have a good message here, or a message that resonates with people. And that's what counts. And of course, they branch out into other things like printing on a lot of things and different things, on mugs, on cups, on anything they can print on. The same message, the same t-shirt message that they put on here, they'll put it on a mug, they'll put it on one of those very popular now water bottles. People have these water bottles these days, these big ones. They carry it around all day and stuff. And people do all kind of things, but you just got to go with what works. What works? Because you're not going to throw yourself out there in something that really doesn't make that much money. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Are you going to sell artifacts for insect collectors? I don't know that many insect collectors or insect trappers. There's people that do that, but there's not that many. And that's just a little example. But what I'm saying is this: you have to go by your region. That's another thing. That might be another video. But different regions have different businesses that work. And according to the region, you could sell or offer different services. I know something that always works. Food and beverages. But you have to be creative. You have to have something different. You just have to dress it up a little bit. And if you can dress it up a little bit and make it different, make it appealing to the people, make it where they want to go in your place because it's a cool place to go, you'll be successful. Even though these days mom and pops are not really happening. It's just happening in some small towns. Still, they thriving on Main Street. But very few. Because the corporate giants have taken over. And you have to understand that too. It's almost becoming like there's only going to be like a few companies that you can work for because they're just grabbing the whole thing for themselves. So sometimes you got to go with the flow. If you understand that these big corporate conglomerates are coming to your town, they're going to need helpers, subcontractors to do something that they don't want to deal with. So that could be a business right there. And there's many, many, many examples. But you have to think about something very important. What works? What makes money? And I give you a little example, and with this one I'm gonna let it go. But I saw this guy with a headset one time in a coffee shop. And he was very busy talking to somebody. I don't know who. But he was very busy. Oh, he was going at it. This was a guy probably midlife, probably over 60 years old. And after he had his own little 45-minute conversation, and he let that headset go, I say hi. And I say, hey, I see you busy over there. What you been doing? You know, it was a little bit, daring on my part, but because I didn't even know the guy. And he straight up told me he was selling like some turbines for some submarines that they building, I don't know where. And I say, you can make a living doing that? He said, yeah. They building submarines. They're gonna keep building submarines. That's not gonna stop. That's what he told me. So this guy's selling like motors for submarines and stuff. And I'm going like, wow. Probably the motors cost like, I don't know how much, But he was busy. He had a headset on and he was drinking a coffee. Sounded like a great deal to me. But like I said, I'm not talking about being a doors-to-door salesman here, because that's really hard. When you have to depend on sales, my hats go off to all those salesmen out there, because that's extremely hard. I'm talking about being a business owner, entrepreneur, and building a business. That's a little different. But it can get you to the freedom you want. And that guy probably, he loves selling. Guy that I was talking about. So he can sell anything. But he probably found something he can sell and make a lot of money on. Because as soon as he makes that sale on that motor or that turbine or whatever the submarine needs, he's gonna make thousands and thousands of dollars on commission. So he's gonna keep doing it. But it's like I said, you can make money anyway. You can make money with anything. But you gotta make sure that whatever you go and throw yourself in works. What works? Remember that. What works? And with this one, I want to say hi to everybody. I want to say hi to all the people around the world that follow my music and follow my videos. I know who you are, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is Tony DeSant, space rocker of the planet Earth, still living in this beautiful planet called Earth today, on a cloudy day, which is going to get cold. But I love it. I'll see you on my next video.